I'm on my walk today, just not in Newcastle, outside Newcastle. This is a place called Leamington. There's not much to see around here. This is part of the walk I do every day. This is where I usually stop to sing a song. At least I used to do that in the evening. Have you ever seen my wee songs? They're only short ones, maybe 15 seconds of a song, snippets basically. So I'm halfway through my normal walk because I would normally walk up to the Peregrine pub that's up there, turn around and walk back home. Except this is a Wednesday, so I'm going to walk all the way to New Biggin Hall. This is the Peregrine pub. It's where I would normally turn around and walk back down. So far I've done, sorry, I'm looking at my phone, 1,770 steps today. So I would head home through here. We usually drink in there. We drink in there Sunday lunch sometimes. So I'm just going back on that way. Okay, that's the Peregrine down there. You can just see it. I've walked up this far. So far. And continue on. Okay, now that there was my daughter's school. She's now moved on to her next one. I'm just doing the odd video every so often so you can see where I'm going. I'm going up that hill now. That way, West End shops. I'm heading up this way. Still going up the bloody hill. Oh. Every Wednesday I used to do this. I used to run this distance all the way. Now I go to walk. You see the view in the background. I'm walking because I got a new knee in April and I'm not allowed to run on it until a year's past at least. I suppose in America they call these the kind of suburbs because they're outside the city centre. But just keep on going. At least the infrastructure in this country is we've got roads to walk on. Sorry, pavements to walk on. Americans call them sidewalks. People tiny. Put up these things, memorials to kids who have not learned to cross the road. Events as a memorial. For some, it could have been an adult, doesn't necessarily a kid. You need to read it to find that out. But like it says, even with the pavements, people still cross the roads and the cars hit them. But we have a law in this country that's different from America. We can walk across the road. We take a life and a risk, but the cars are supposed to stop for us to cross the road. The cars have no rights to keep on driving if we see a pedestrian on the road. and that rule about crossing the roads is true in the city as well as the suburbs. The cars have to stop for someone who's crossing the road, although people are advised to cross the road at the crossings. Doesn't mean they can't. If police cars coming, we won't get stopped for doing it unless we do it right at the last minute. But the law, no matter how you get on that road, once a person's on that road, the person has right of way. In this country, we have regular buses, but sometimes waiting 15 minutes for a bus to come can seem like ages. Morning. Sometimes people will say morning to you, sometimes they won't. But that's the same anywhere, no matter what country you go to these days. Sometimes we say good morning to people because this is Newcastle. Still new, it's Newcastle, suburbs outside Newcastle. It's not Newcastle city centre. But you'll say good morning to somebody and they'll go "Uri," which is affirmation of acknowledging, you know. You see, I'm a bit confused when I say good morning or good day. Not good day like like the Australians do, but morning or good day or good afternoon or good evening. Get some kind of confused. But yeah, it's one of the famous buses I've said. They're quite regular. Although waiting 10 or 15 minutes for a bus can seem like a lifetime some days. We have trains as well. Trains are done that way, trains are that way. Normally I walk around the city centre showing off the attractions or the odd statues, and there's always a place to go in the city centre to look for something new. But now I'm just in the suburbs, basically. And there's another bus coming. That's what it's after us now. Well, point this out as well. This is a school area. The traffic's only supposed to go about 20 miles an hour along this bit. But they've got the thing down there where cars are not allowed to stop. And that's one of the crossings. Not a pelican crossing or a zebra crossing, just a crossing for children. I don't see anything to say. The speed is a speed limit 20 miles an hour there now. Which must mean this one here is still 30 miles an hour. And that's the school just round that bend up ahead. Where the green fencing is. That's a school. These schools are for local kids, 3 to 11-year-old. After that, they normally have to get they can just walk from the houses around about the area. And after they go to those schools, they go to a further school, which usually requires a bus travel or a bus journey. But it's still quite nice on a day like this. I mean, this is autumn. The trees, some of the trees are barely started turning brown. That's welcome to West of Hope Community Centre Association, sorry, Community Association. I like the old houses, the old buildings. I don't know if that was a private house at one time, but I do like the says 1925 AD. That's when that building was built. I do like the old buildings. The style of them is better. But I don't know if it was built as a community hall or someone's house. But it's very nice. Single floor. Maybe an attic in it. This seems to keep stopping in my ear, the music. Kind of annoying. That's a golf course over there. Private golf course. That way now. That's the golf course over there. West of Hope Golf Course. You see the sign. Right, and I'm heading this way. This is a journey I used to run every Wednesday. I used to run there and run back. Mind you, I used to also run into city centre and back because I used to work in the city centre umpteen years ago. Just out of interest, I've done the Newcastle half marathon and I've jumped off a Tyne Bridge on a bungee board, of course. Or no bungee, what's it called again? When you rappel down. You know what I mean anyway, I think. Maybe you don't. But we're going to go over there to that. It's something to do with the coal mining industry in Newcastle. As far as I know, there's lots of coal mines, old coal mines underneath our feet. That's why sometimes we get subsidence in the area for the old coal mines. So I'm going to go look at that. Okay, so there's no footpath on this side. I'm going to cross back over there to where I was. I'm going to switch my phone off before I try to cross the road because I'm going to still watch the traffic even though they're not allowed to knock me down. I can get a bit hectic on these roads, but this is actually no biggie. I'm just waiting for a gap. And there we go, crossed. Sheesh.